if you have not gotten your convention tickets yet for Dallas, there are probably only 600 left. So you want to get them sooner than later because you want to make sure that you have a spot. They are not going to do a virtual convention this year. It is all in person. Nothing will be recorded or live streamed. So you want to make sure that you are there. Okay. Another thing is that we have a couple of challenges going on right now. We have one that ends tomorrow at midnight. So if you have put anybody since last Tuesday, so Tuesday, let's see here, what the 22nd, last Tuesday, the 22nd, until tomorrow night at midnight Central Standard Time, in a three-way chat, you want to make sure you take that screenshot, go to our Rise Up page and post it in there for you to be eligible to win a $50 gift card. I'm going to put everybody's names. If you have your name, or if you have multiple three-way chats, put it multiple times. And we will do a drawing of who wins that $50 gift card. No, I said the person who has the most. That's what it was. The person with the most three-way chats between last Tuesday, the 22nd, and tomorrow at midnight will win that $50 Amazon gift card. It's with the most, okay? Also, we have the 30 exposures in 30 days. It's going right along with, if you notice, this is a pattern, right? The 30 exposures in 30 days, you've piqued interest, now you're exposing them to a webinar, right? Or they are watching a video. So make sure that you are putting your screenshots of that in it. The first 10 people who get to those 30 exposures by July 8th, you are going to be able to be a part of the testers for the collagen, okay, which is super, super, super exciting. We have a visitor. Of course, my husband's not home. So, John, you say hi? Hi. Oh. Okay, will you shut my door, please? Thank you, buddy. Shut the door. Thank you. Anyways, so if you have any exposures, people watching videos, watching recorded times, or being on, or excuse me, recorded videos, or being on a QIQ, or even putting them in a three-way chat, those are all exposures. Make sure that you are putting that in the Wave to Momentum page underneath that post, okay? I know that a few of you are very, very close to it. I actually need to update a lot of mine because I've had lots of exposures over the past month as well. So that is the second thing. The third thing is we are still doing this 90-day run. It's kind of been a little quiet. I do apologize. That is my fault. But we are going to start ramping it up here at the beginning of July. So we'll go from July 1st to September, or I guess the end of August. And we have some great fun incentives that are going to be coming your way then as well. Last but not least, if you are new here, and you are still within your executive time clock period. So I said that we were going to start doing this. So if you are new and you came in, let me think, in May and June, drop in the comments in the chat your name. And because you are showing up to a team call, you are eligible to go into a drawing that we will do tonight or tomorrow for a Starbucks gift card. Okay. So if you're new here, make sure you drop that into the chat. I do see a few of y'all, but please make sure you put your name down because I will forget. So without further ado, I'm super excited to welcome my sweet, sweet friend, Nicolette, onto this team training. Y'all, this woman, if you have not met her and talked to her, she is a force to be reckoned with. She is hilarious. She is so, so sweet, so down to earth. I absolutely love her, and she has become a very dear friend of mine, and I know so many on this team. But her story is truly, truly incredible. It is a story of tenacity. It is a story of grit. It is a story of grind. It is a story of keeping on going when times might have gotten hard and she wanted to give up, but she was constantly putting one step and one foot in front of the other. So I labeled this call the Tortoise and the Hare. And that is because we are all on a different journey. I know that when y'all were little, y'all probably read that book, right? About how the tortoise was all fast, or excuse me, the tortoise was all slow, the hare was all fast. But in the end, the tortoise won, right? Because the hare stopped to rest, and the tortoise blew right past him and won it all, right? So this is not a sprint. Y'all, this is a marathon. It's actually like an ultra marathon. It's keeping on going. It's putting one foot in front of the other. You cannot judge your journey by anybody else's journey around you, because you don't know what they're doing. You don't know where they've come from. You don't know if they've done this business before, this industry before, even just had their own business, whatever it may be. Please do not ever judge, okay? So when I met Nicolette, I met her last March during COVID, okay? She was, so kind of long story short, there was a girl on our team who actually did a cold reach out to a girl who was a Las Vegas, I think she like typed in Las Vegas entertainers, and somebody's name popped up. She sent them a message. We actually recruited her to our team. She introduced us to our amazing Nicolette. Nicolette had lots of questions, was very skeptical, I know at first, because we had lots of calls with her at first. And then she jumped in, and she has just been absolutely incredible and has taught me, and I know so many of us, just so much in this industry. So without further ado, I am going to turn it over to Nicolette so she can share her incredible story with you guys, how she has done it, and where she is now.
Okay. Thank you, Katie, so much. I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe I'm doing this because I've been watching so many of these, right, for so long. And now I'm here talking and giving a training, and it's like blowing my mind. I'm like really nervous, actually. But for people who don't know me, my name is Nicolette. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a professional dancer, choreographer, and now, wellness advocate. And I was introduced, like she said, to the industry by my upline, Shayla, last March, and then I joined in April. I have never done anything like this before. This is my first company. This was my first time doing something like this. I had no idea what I was doing, honestly. And of course, I made lots of mistakes, but I did all the things. Like, I was going to the trainings, trying to understand more and really learn a lot about it and truly understand it so I could be successful. And I didn't hit any of the ranks the first 3 months. I didn't hit anything, but I kept going. And actually the month after I hit builder, after the month period, full month, I hit builder, and it was super exciting. And I was just so excited. And the very next month, everybody left. Every single person who I recruited didn't want to do it again. And I didn't hit another rank the rest of that year. This was last year. And then in October, I got a job. I actually lost my job working in the industry. And that's the main reason why I joined this company, because I really joined for the entertainment industry in Las Vegas, which is now starting to come back. But at the time, it was a big issue. I mean, many shows closed. Cirque went bankrupt. The show at the Wynn, they actually, after 10 years, closed the show. Like, many things were happening, and that is the reason why I first joined. So then in October, I got a job, and I stopped working the business. Honestly, I was tired. I didn't want to do it. I was working 6 days a week, 9 to 10 hours, and there was no motivation for me to do it, for real. Then January hit, and I wanted to make some goals for myself for 2021. And I had to sit and really think about it. Did I want to do this anymore? Did I believe in it? And I had to sit with myself and think about it. And honestly, the thought never left me of this opportunity and what it could do to me. It was still always there. It was just something I didn't really want to do because I was busy with other things, right? I'm a dancer. I have my own dance company. Now I work 40 hours a week and I have Q nights. So I'm ridiculously busy. Like, I sometimes schedule my day in 30-minute increments because I have so much going on. and I just didn't want to do it anymore. But once January hit, I decided, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to try it again. You know, I had some failures. I had a little bit of success, but I'll go ahead and try it again. So in January, I kind of went for it, and I got my customers up to what the volume that it was when I was working my business the year before. So I was like, okay, there's my small win. I didn't recruit anybody, but guess what? I got my sales up that very first month. February hit, and I was like, I'm going for pro. I already hit builder, so I don't need to hit that again. I want to double rank and go for pro. And I remember talking to Brenda, and it was like the last week and a half of February, and I was like, I'm going for pro. And she was like, okay, it's going to be a stretch, but sure. And I did not hit pro in February, but I ran so hard in February that I hit pro in March, and I double ranked. It was just a double rank, didn't even hit builder pro, double rank in March. So I was like, all right, cool. So then I used the rest of March and April. I ran for executive. I didn't hit executive in April, but I hit it in May because I ran so hard the month before that I hit it in May. And now I'm running towards elite, which I'm super excited about. But pretty much what I was also telling my team members that have recently joined me, because this year, the last was 90 days, I actually recruited 6 people. And it was just, and that was seriously amazing for me, because I remember thinking when I first joined that executive was so far away. It was so far. And then I was like, okay, well, let me just try to hit builder. Let me just try to hit this. Let me just get smaller wins. Right. And then I did it, and I was like, I couldn't believe it, but I just did what the system said to do. You know what I'm saying? I stayed coachable. I brought people to my upline. I just continued to do it. And even though I didn't have success like many people have, I didn't get, the first 30 days, I didn't hit a rank. And I haven't gotten all the bonuses and all that kind of stuff, but I just kept doing it. And I really like to compare it to my dance career, because that's the best way I can do it. Because, I got so many no's, you guys, as a dancer, so many no's, so many. And then I auditioned for Salt and Peppa, who are Grammy Award winners, and I got it. It took me like 10 no's to get that one yes, but that one yes was so sweet that it set me up. I started choreographing for MGM Grand. I started choreographing for the rodeos, etc., because of that one yes. But I remember the first time I went to an audition too in Las Vegas. Oh my God, I was so nervous. I don't even think I smiled. And of course I didn't get it. But like, I'm just saying, like, I didn't give up when they gave me a no. And I started applying that to Q Sciences. For example, I went to an audition and it was jazz. I felt very uncomfortable. I hadn't been doing a lot of jazz lately, and I didn't do well at the audition. So this is what I did. I signed up for 5 jazz classes right then and there that day. And that's what I did with this business. I got a no, so I reached out to 5 more people that day. I got another no, 5 more people. That's just literally what I started doing. Like, I've been told this before, I'm a very hungry person. And I feel like if this is something that you believe in, then you need to get hungry. You need to starve yourself, honestly, because hunger sometimes can make it further than talent. And I tell you, I have been told before that my hunger and my professionalism and me showing up has got me the job over people's talent. There's so many more people who are talented than me, so many more, but they booked me because of my hunger, because of what I brought to the table, So like, I just want that to be your mantra, is you have to stay hungry and stay starving. Like, if you really believe in something, you have to be hungry for it. So some things I did to implement my crazy life and my crazy schedule. was a couple things I want to talk to you about. But first, of course, mindset I think is awesome. And a couple of trainings ago, someone talked about this. There's an app on the phone where you can record your voice and it's like an anthem to yourself. So I actually do that in the morning and the evening. I have an anthem that I listen to and it's my own voice. And I talk about how I want the day to go. And then at the end of the night, I have another anthem that lets me release the stress of the day if I didn't get things done, because that was very stressful for me. And it was also very stressful for me when I had so many things. It just felt like a snowball, like, oh my God, I have to get this done. I have to get this done. Instead of just finding the small wins of the day instead of the small losses. So I started appreciating that and I started doing this with this anthem that I have. But going back, some things that I started implementing that really helped me in January when I made the decision to continue with Q Sciences, I put 3 things in my life that I felt needed attention and were my to-dos, right? So I put my dance team, my dancing, and Q Sciences in a bubble. And I'm actually getting a whiteboard. I have this written down, but whiteboard, if it's something right there that you can see it, it's easier. Instead of all these little things like, oh, I have to work out. Oh, I need to do this post. It's like too much. So instead, I just put them in these bubbles, right? Okay, now let me look at this one bubble. I have a sub of the bubble, okay? And then I put just social media website. And then I put choreographing. This is for my dance team. And then I put working with my agent. Okay, 3 things. Now, if I can at least get one of those 3 things done, I can just check it off. I worked on that business. That's a small win for me. The next bubble, right, was dance, fitness, go work out. I also have social media. And then I also have taking class, like a dance class. Okay, if I just did one of those things, I have been a little bit more successful than I was yesterday. I just worked on it just a little bit more and I took that baby step and I went further. And then Q Sciences, again, put social media, reach outs, and then leader for my team, how to make myself better as a leader, because now I do have a small team. So then I can just look at it every day. This is literally what I've been doing. Every day I look at it. Okay, what is something I can do instead of being like, oh my gosh, my brain is like going in every single direction. And it has helped me tremendously. So if you are super busy or know people that are super busy, make it easy. I'm one of those people that I'm like, I need it simplified. Don't give me a paragraph, give me a sentence. That's just how I work. But just things that you can make simpler. Put things in blocks and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? If you want to work out, if you want to have this thing, okay, put fitness in one column. Okay, what are the sub columns of fitness? So that's what I did. It's actually right here. Can't see it, but that is what I did to help. But like I was saying, I kind of approached this as dance and looked at a loss as me needing to be more hungry. I looked at a loss as, okay, I'm going to reach out to 5 more people. I looked at a loss as, okay, maybe I should step up my game, and I joined Tara's accountability, which I highly recommend. If you need to do something to make you accountable or help you out in some way, do it. I did Tara's accountability and I said, okay, that's the only thing I can do. That's the only kind of accountability I did. And it helped me so much because I was able to track my people, and it was something that I could commit to, because I understand that for my brain, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Okay. Make it simple, right? Do the one thing that you know that you can do. Don't just be like, yes, I'm going to do this, and you really can't do it. Yes, I'm going to do this, and I really can't do it. Right? Something to make things so much simpler for you. Like, make it simple. It shouldn't be a stress. It should be fun, right? And what else was I say? I had one more thing to say. Oh, yes. Going back to the mindset. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, but I did have notes. Mindset is great. Like, I was talking about my morning anthem and my nighttime anthem. I just recorded it on the messenger. from Facebook, and then I played music in the background and I just recorded myself. My first one is like 3 minutes, and then my last one is a little bit longer. But yes, I will try to find that app for you, by the way. But mindset is fantastic. And I know so many people who, you know, spend a lot of time on generating a great mindset. And this was something that I would just started to implement because I felt like I've never done that before. I just went and did it. But I do think that a positive attitude is needed and a positive mindset is also needed. But you can't have mindset without doing the work. You still have to do the work. The mindset is what puts you into that rhythm so you can do it, right? You can't just be like, oh, I listened to 4 hours of, you know, what do they think? Inspirational videos this morning and it's going to make me a millionaire. Okay, well, what did you actually do that made you this goal of a millionaire, right? So that's why I go back to staying hungry, literally starve yourself to get forward, because that's what I did. I just said, no, that's fine. I'm going to the next one. Because if I stopped when I was first dancing and I went to that very first audition where I was scared shitless and I don't even think I finished the choreo because I was so scared and I obviously got a no. And if I just stopped right there, I wouldn't have been backup dancing for Salt and Pepper. I wouldn't have been backup dancing for En Vogue. I wouldn't have backup dance for Gwen Stefani if I took that no and said, okay, that's okay. I tried. It took me years. Like that was in 2013. And then I got that 2018. So this was like years of building myself up to be where I wanted to be, you know? So like for me, if I'm going to join something, I'm going to put my whole heart and soul into it. That's why, like Katie said, I think we were on 7 calls before I made a decision because I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be like, okay, I tried, because I know who I am and I know how hungry I am. So yeah, just stay hungry and don't beat yourself up if you don't make executive. If you're running right now and you don't hit executive, which I hope you do, it's okay. Run for executive. Maybe you'll get it next month, but take that no and reach out to 5 more people. Don't take that no as a loss. Take that no as I'm hungry. I'm hungrier. So I'm going to reach out to 5 more people. And that's honestly the concept that I've kept, and I keep doing it. I just continue to do like I swear, someone tells me no, I'm so hungry. Okay, 10 more people I'm reach out to right now. Cool. That's fine. So, I guess that was kind of it for what I had. I kind of kept it short. I guess, does anyone have any questions or comments or anything? Or
I have some questions.
Yeah.
You. Well, if people want to ask questions, if you'll put it in the chat, but I have some questions just from what you've said. First of all, y'all, Nicolette, she's going to be at convention, so she'll be signing autographs then for you. Okay. But don't y'all love her? Like, I mean, she is amazing. And just, I'm sitting here so proud, and I'm also like Brenda has taken her underneath her wing and has helped her tremendously. And the person that is sitting here right in front of me, Nicolette, she is a completely different person than she was just 5 months ago, y'all. Like her confidence in what she is saying is unreal. Like I am just so proud of you, friend. Okay, so a few questions. You mentioned you started plugging people into the system, right? That you started actually utilizing the system and doing it. And y'all, and I don't know if this is really a question, but it's a statement. She seriously, Brenda and I talk about this all the time. Once we started seeing Nicolette really, truly plug people into that peak, expose, connect, that is when she just started becoming fire, right? So that has been a really big, crucial step for you, right? A really big part, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. I want to say, you know, when I first started, I was more thinking, okay, I want to reach out how my upline reached out to me and not give too much information and just like get on a call. And I first did that with Katie. Remember, I was on lots of calls with you and it wasn't working out for me. So then Katie called me. She said, you need to do this differently. This is what you need to do. You need to have conversations with these people belly to belly. I'm sure we'll hear more about this, but belly to belly, and really talk to them and really get them excited. So I started doing that. I started calling people instead of messaging them. I started calling them, hey, I want to talk to you about this. And because I stayed coachable, then from there, right away, connected and Brenda gave them enough information to get them excited. I've been told, you're so excited. I only want to listen just because of how excited you are. It wasn't even about what I was talking about. It was how excited I was. So then, you know.
Will you repeat that one more time, what you just said?
Yes, now I don't remember.
Yes, about the whole excited. I just want people to hear it, reiterate it one more time, because I'm telling you, that is fire right there.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation with a girl about it, and she even told me, I'm gonna listen because you're so excited. I don't even know what you're talking about, but you seem so excited. I'll go ahead and take a listen. She didn't even know what the heck I was talking about, but I was so hungry and enthused to tell her that she took a listen. And then I want to answer, someone had a question about how I reach out. So I recommend the book called Get Over Your Damn Self. And I recommend, if you're also a leader, to recommend it to people who've never done network marketing before and that want to come out. And you can actually buy a bundle of it, like a big pack for a pretty cheap price, and give it to them or sell it to them for $10 or whatever. But I'm telling you, I still use that today because that was a step-by-step guide for me to understand the business better for myself, because it was simple and it told me what to do and it told me how to do it. Like, for example, it talks about in the book someone who is pregnant and now they want to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. When would be a good time to reach out to them? And the book goes into detail. That whole time they're pregnant, blow up their social media with, oh my God, how cute. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. All these things, so that the algorithm sees that she'll be able to see your posts and whatnot, right? Now, 4 months later down the road, it's been 4 months. She's getting, used to the baby, all this stuff. About 4 to 6 months is the time to start kind of introducing, oh, I heard you want to stay home. I heard you don't want to go back to work, all this kind of stuff. So actually I have a meeting with a girl this Friday to talk about Q, and she just had a baby. She's the baby just turned 4 months, and I use that system. But I'm telling you, that book is really good. It talks about what to say specifically, but it's very vague. And always put them in a chat with your three-way. Like, always get them on a call. Especially with reaching out, I like to switch it up depending on the person. I like to say sometimes, like, hey, I just started this business. I would love your support. I'm now a small business owner. Throw out the word small business owner. People love that shit. They will eat it up. Oh, you're a small business? Oh yeah, of course. I love small. Of course I'm going to support your small business, compared to, I've just joined this company and yada, yada. No, I'm a small business owner. Do you see the difference? People eat up small businesses and they will support you for that. So that's another tactic that you can use. Was there another question on here? I was looking.
I want to jump in here really quickly because Nicolette was talking about how, like, going at them with excitement. And the reason she has so much excitement is because she has the long game in mind, and it comes from her dance career, like she was explaining. But guys, so 9 times out of 10, if someone doesn't hit that first, like within their 30 days, the bonus rank, they think they failed and they have no excitement because they think that they're like doing good. Like, you have to be excited for what this business, the potential of this business, because it is an incredible business. And Nicolette caught that vision, and it's her vision that drives her. It's her vision that gets her excited. It's not necessarily, I'm a top earner and now I can be excited. You have to be excited before you're a top earner. You have to show up as a top earner with that belief before it's going to show up. So, okay.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off that too. You know, I can't compare myself to Katie because she's the Hare, right? She took off. But if I did that during dance, like the girl next to me who booked every single job and would go to like one audition and all of a sudden everybody wants to hire her, where I went to 10 auditions, I've been to every single audition and I got hired once. If I compared myself to her, I wouldn't have booked Salt and Pepper. I wouldn't have booked this and that. I wouldn't have choreographed for the new MGM Grand's official New Year's Eve party, right? I never once tried to compare myself to Katie. Instead, I inspired to be like Katie. I decided to get hungry to be like Brenda. I decided to get hungry to starve myself to be like Katie. So it's not a comparison, but it's your little wins of the day that can get you to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's just because if I cared what people think, I wouldn't be cut out to be a dancer. Let me tell you, because it is the most judgmental industry ever. If you think that this is judgmental, this is nothing. This is nothing. I one time walked into a room and they told me I was 5 pounds too fat. I could leave now. Thank you. Oh, you're 2 inches too short. Thank you. Oh, we don't want blondes. Thank you. Like, I'm just saying, this is nothing. So, like, I understand that people don't get rejection like I receive rejection, but I think that's what has made me stronger. And the more failures I get, the sweeter the success. So, but I'm going to get you that app information. I'll post it. I'm not sure what it was called, but I just kind of made it on my own. Okay, you're muted.
Okay, yes, please get me that information and I can put, or if you'll just post it in our Q community chat, because I'm sure there are lots of other people on here who are curious about that. Okay, I do have a couple more questions. I know this is going long, but I just feel like this is so good and so needed. Like so many people on here, including myself, need to hear this, y'all, because we all get stuck in ruts. Okay, it's what is going to make you keep putting one foot in front of the other, right? It's okay if we fall off the wagon, but don't stay off long. Because like what Nicolette said at the very beginning, when she was talking about how she felt like she had failed, but y'all, she hadn't failed. She didn't fail. She had just stopped. Failure would have been her just completely stopping. But she got back up and she kept doing it again. She saw what that could mean and what that's going to look like for her future, for her family, right? So, okay. First thing is I did notice that you started doing a lot more on social media. You had created like another page, right? And you do a lot of, can you kind of share like what you do in that page and has that helped with your success as well? Do you feel like?
Yeah, so back in January, when I decided that I wanted to run with Q, I made this page and I made it to be more private and be able to get people on Facebook on my regular posts into the group. So I started posting more on Facebook. I started doing that so I can get in people's algorithms, and then a little bit about Q, not much. But then in the Facebook group, now you know what I do. Like I'm here with Q Sciences, right? So then I'm not shy about it. I talk about promos. I talk about sales. But I first do this out here to get them in there. And then I've actually been very successful with some people, like, you know, going back into that group, like, oh, you know, I really like this. I don't always post cute stuff in there because I try to make it not so like salesy, like that's the only thing I talk about. But I like to do that because it tells you, like, you don't know what I'm doing, now you know. So it's a kind of a way to be like, well, now you know what I'm doing. I'm putting you in this group. Now you can see what I do. So, and now I almost have 200 people in there. And I add people all the time. And I add people if I can, hey, can you, I've been seeing that you've been liking my posts about the greens. I don't know, something. Can I put you in this Facebook group? Sure, why not? So, so it was just another outlook for me to stay accountable. Now I have this Facebook group. I want to keep it up. I want to keep growing it, and I want to tell people what I do, and also continue to build the business. So that was for me an outlook to make myself more accountable.
I love that. Yes. I mean, I've noticed that. And like Kelsey said, she does like makeup Mondays, and it's like she's adding value into people's lives. She's not only, you know, she's posting on her regular social media, and that's how she's attracting people and getting them into this group. But then this is a little bit more of a niche and a little bit more into depth. So I love that you had created that. Okay. So last thing, and if anybody else has questions, please put them in the chat because we're going to wrap this up. But you said that you got that no, okay? And you kept going. And how many years in between that no and you getting that big win and that big yes was it?
I mean, I started booking things, you know, along the way that got me to that ultimate goal. But okay, let's see. I got my very first job, my very first dancing job. It was either in, I think it was in 2014 was the very first time I got paid to dance. And let me tell you, I was a mess. It was in the water. It was a splash mob. And I'm pretty sure they won't hire me again because I was so nervous. I was a mess. I was not in line. First of all, why didn't we have a rehearsal in the water? Dancing in water is totally different dancing on land. Besides the point. But but anyways, like 20, so that was 2014, and that was the big job that I booked was in 2018. But I remember this one company, I remember going to her classes because she only books people who go to her class. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start going. I think I started going in like maybe 2014, 2015. She did not hire me. She didn't even look at me. Okay. For a couple years. I remember I went to one of her auditions, nothing. I would say it was probably like 2 to 3 years. And then eventually I went to this one audition and she hired me. And then she didn't hire me again for a whole year. But I kept going to her classes and I kept showing up, even though she didn't hire me again for an entire year, because she hired me for New Year's Eve. The entire year. I didn't get hired again until the next New Year's Eve. Okay. And then that New Year's Eve, like I had been building this relationship with this person for a very long time. And then that next year, she started hiring me now for little events, just here and there, right? Again, I do another New Year's Eve. The next year after that, she started using me all the time. All the time she was using me. Then New Year's Eve came and she had been using me all the time. She asked me to choreograph. And it's because for her, she's all about loyalty and building relationships. And we built a relationship. I showed to her that I was loyal. I showed to her that I show up, that I can be professional. And she didn't hire me, dude. She wouldn't hire me. And now I'm her go-to hire. I'm her lead. I'm her choreographer. And I'm a go-to hire for her. So just as that building relationship, that relationship took 5 years in the making, though. That was a 5-year relationship. And now I'm her number one go-to. So.
Gosh, I love that. Like, I love that. And I know that I just asked like a dance question, but I feel like that is so relatable to every single thing in life, y'all. Like everything, no matter what you're doing, but especially with this business too. Don't ever give up. Keep going. Have that long-term vision. No, this is going to take that 3 to 5 years. She just sat there and said 5 years, right? No, it's going to take that. Keep building those relationships, keep planting those seeds, exactly what Nicolette was doing the entire time. She has been planting seeds. And now all of those, she's been watering those seeds. She's been having the sunshine on those seeds, right? And now they're starting to grow and blossom, and her team is starting to grow and blossom, and she's on her way to elite now. Y'all, that's huge. She so easily could have given up. And so many people do come in here, and unfortunately, they do give up. But now Nicolette sees, and she's putting the work in. She's putting the effort in every day, even if it's just a little bit, like she said, she's making sure that she's checking that off her box, off of her circles. Are you doing it too? Or are you just sitting there and waiting for something to come, for somebody to see one of your posts, right? Or are you reaching out to people? Are you building those relationships? Are you getting on those power hours that we are having for you every day? It takes time, it takes work, it takes cultivation. Like she said earlier, she's been on Tara's accountability calls. She has been religious in being on those calls. Why do you think that her business has exploded and she recruited 6 people in 90 days? She just did a 90-day accountability call with Tara and tracking her numbers every single week. I hear people say all the time, and I'm going to call myself out on it. I don't have time for that. I can't show up for that. It's too difficult. Sometimes Tara tells me stuff and it's just, I don't want to hear it. It's too intense. But y'all, if we were at a regular 8-to-5 job and our boss was asking us to go to a meeting every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. and to bring our numbers for the week, are we going to sit there and not show up? Are we going to tell them, oh, it's too hard, or you say stuff that I don't want to hear you say to me? And no, we would be fired, right? And yes, this is our business and we get to choose and do, but what are you choosing and doing to make you go up in your business? It's that accountability, I am telling y'all. So Tara's accountability call, the last time to join it is tomorrow. Okay, so this is perfect timing that she brought this up. It's going to start July 1st. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Are you starving yourself? Are we going to do this together? Are we all going to join Tara's accountability call? Go into the movement. If you are not a part of the movement, make sure that you are added to it. Get your upline or somebody else to add you. Go into where she has the accountability call information. Do what you need to do by tomorrow night. Okay, y'all? Any questions before we're finished? Nicolette, thank you so much. I mean, I took like pages of notes. This was so inspiring, so uplifting, so incredible. I needed to hear it. Like, it has just, I don't know, it's done something to me. Let a spark under me.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I was kind of all over the place. I just get excited.
You were not. You were perfect. You were amazing. I'm so proud of you. Y'all, that's what it takes. Okay. And yes, I might have been the Hare, and Caroline might have been the Hare, and Anna might have been the Hare. But like I've always said, we can't judge. We can't compare. You can be inspired, like Nicolette said, but don't compare, because you don't know how much time I spent on this every single day, my first 90 to 120 days of doing this. I mean, it was literally probably spending 50 plus hours a week working this business for those first 120 days. It was intense. It was a lot. Brittany Hitch, she told us at Silver Summit, she works upwards of 15 hours a day doing this. Don't compare her journey to yours. Okay, do what you can. This is your business. You show up for yourself. You show up for your true best self. What you can do, check those things off each day. Make sure you're working your business each day. Be consistent, and I promise you it will happen. Okay, Nicolette, thank you so much. This was absolutely amazing. If anybody wants to stay on, I am going to stay on to do